Last week we did the story on this study about how in 2060, basically because of an aging population that's going to stay alive and people having less kids, that our whole economic system is going to be flipped upside down. We're going to have a class war between old people and young people. Read Albert Brooks' 2030 if you haven't. Now futurologists are saying, they're basically making bold predictions about what's going to happen in 2040 to the workforce. This is from expatjobs.com. Let's take a look. So here are some of the things that they predict will be happening by 2040. This is not that long from now. We may be requesting bionic implants for our hands that will make us able to perform tasks as fast as any machine. Plastic surgeons will be able to offer additional brain processing power. I could use that. The current 37.4-hour work week will increase a third to 50.5 hours, and we will have less sex in a lifetime as a result of reduced human interaction. I think some of these things are already happening, but also let's look at what the worker will look like in 2040. Workers will have red eyes from working all hours, also maybe from being the Terminator. Weaker eyes from close-up wearable devices, much like Google Glass that we've been talking a lot about. A smaller penis as a result of fewer sexual partners over a lifetime as human interaction reduces. I didn't know that your penis grows in relation to how much sex you're having. A bigger brain with software and memory updates. I think we're just going to put a little SIM card in our ear, I guess. Implanted earwear to eliminate cumbersome Bluetooth headsets and smartphones. And smart fingers with chips that aid work. Okay, so I painted the future for you. 2040, you're not buying it.
This is such nonsense. We're going to look back at this segment
exactly.
Expatjobs.com. I'm calling shenanigans.
Yeah.
We're going to look back at this segment the same way we look back at popular mechanics issues from the 40s. You know, cities will fly high above us. Like, no, this won't happen. The idea that technology is going to reduce sexual interaction is crazy. If anything, we've seen the exact opposite to be true.
Right.
Google Glass is not gaining a foothold. If anything, people are rejecting the weirdness of it. I think being conditioned by years and years and years of dystopian future movies and novels has made us very suspicious of the computers.
That's what the commenters tell me every week. I've watched way too many sci-fi movies.
We're not going to be like, oh, we can have a droid that can do our jobs?
Yeah.
I'd like to hire that droid.
Are you telling me I shouldn't smoke weed and watch Total Recall every night before I go to bed?
No, that you should do, because that's just a good life choice. But this is just, I mean, it's fun to think about, but it's also crazy nonsense.
Okay, I'm going to fight you back a little bit on that, but I'm going to let you go first.
I agree with Jack, although I do want to be that person who's like, TV's a fad. Like, I want us to look back in the other way and be like, these guys didn't believe us, and we were totally right.
So you want to be that guy?
I want to be the guy who's wrong.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's complete bullshit. But I do think the sex part's actually true. I disagree with Jack on that. I think that we have reduced human interaction, and that the movie Her was like very true to life, or will be.
Right.
And sometime we will be able to kind of find connectivity and sort of a sexual release outside of human partners.
Right. Well, already, I mean, I don't know if you know this, but there's porn on the internet.
I heard about that. Yeah, I haven't seen any, but I've heard that that's a thing.
But I would argue that the last 20 years have led to a much more promiscuous, I feel like society is much more promiscuous now than it was in the 1950s.
Right.
And a big part of that is because we're watching a lot of porn, and people are getting married much later in life. Mm-hmm. You know, it's the number of 20-somethings I know, myself included, who are like, oh, I'm not even going to think about getting married till I'm 30. That would have been crazy talk in 1950. And you know, the rise of Tinder and Grindr, and these things are made so people can get their rocks off together. Like, nobody,
right.
You know.
Right. There's plenty of room to do it alone, but yes, you can do it with other people.
I don't think anybody's been like, you know, porn's been so great, I'm just done with sex. I think if anything, it has the opposite effect, where I don't know.
Yeah. But if you could have a sex robot over having to deal with a human being, I feel like you might go for the sex robot.
We've talked a lot about the sex robots. They're coming too. No pun intended. They're coming.
I think
that should be the commercial. Right?
That's true. I think you nailed it right there.
Sex robot people.
Don Draper is worried about how to pitch the sex robot.
Exactly. So to me, it seems like a lot of this stuff is actually possible because it's only 20-something years in the future. And if you think about what we were like 20 years ago, we didn't all have iPhones in our pocket. We weren't connected to the internet all the time. We wouldn't even be able to believe all the stuff we could do now. So that's why I look at this list, and yeah, maybe our eyes won't be turning red, but the rest of it seems kind of, nobody can predict what 20. There's that famous quote from the Microsoft guy in like 1981, and he's like, "Nowhere in the future will anyone ever need more than 4 megabytes of data." Like, I feel like that's why I kind of buy into this stuff. Am I a crazy futurist?
You're insane. I think that, no, I get that. I think that, but at the same time, like the things that have happened, could we predict them exactly? No, but the things that have happened I think are also kind of in line with what we expected to some degree, like video calls. I mean, what is actually happening now that's that outside of what we could have imagined?
Right. Well, we thought the video call was going to be on this big machine, and it ended up in our hands.
Right.
So
I mean, yeah, these things happen, but I don't think they happen in such extreme ways. I don't think by 2040 we're going to see a drastically different. I mean, there might be a nuclear war that wipes us all out before that, but if we survive,
dropped that story this week. We were going to end on that.
if we survive, I don't think it's going to be that drastically different. And these things happen kind of gradually as they're happening. At least it feels that way. So I don't think it's going to be. We're going to wake up suddenly with robots working all our jobs.
Yeah.
I also think technology has made us more connected than, maybe I'm buying what Mark Zuckerberg is selling, but I do think technology has made us more connected than we've ever been. I met both of you on the internet, through Twitter and through.
It had nothing to do with sex.
Yeah, no, yeah, well,
It was a rare-
at first, no. But no, I mean, like. This is a human interaction that's occurring that wouldn't have occurred. This is being broadcast for the internet. Like, we're becoming more. I don't think human interaction is lessening, and I don't think that anybody is thinking that, oh, if only I could just talk to Smarter Child or one of those other like Clever Bot or one of those instead of being on Twitter, like interacting with actual people. I think we may have less face-to-face contact at some point, but I think there will always be a need for face-to-face contact, and I think even video calls were about face-to-face contact. And even that's not really. I mean, Skype is a big part of meetings but the idea of like talking to your friend in the same city on a video call, I still feel like is like not the most common thing, despite what some TV shows. Because it's an easy way to get people in the same room.
Right.
Like I don't think that's like really taken off in a huge way. I think. In 2040, things are going to look a lot like they will now, only with maybe like smaller phones and hopefully like electric cars.
Or we'll have like giant retro phones.
We're going to all have the Zach Morris phone.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah.